Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone. We are from Group 6 will be present our paper about ecotourism architecture in Tenganan, Karangasem, Bali. Before that, we will introduce ourselves. The first one, Putu Egatama Arya Putra, number 014, and then myself, Bagus Pramana Atmaja Manuaba, number 015, and then Kadek Kiki Safitri, number 016, and then Nyoman Gede Arya Ananda Putra, number 017. Gusti Ayu Puspitawati number 020 and Putu Krishna Devasya Mahapoetra number 025. The topic of our paper are Chapter 1 Introduction, Chapter 2 Literature Review of Ecotourism Architecture, Chapter 3 Overview of Ecotourism Architecture in Tourist Attraction in Bali, Chapter 4 Conclusion and Recommendation, and Imagine Bali in 2072 and discussion session. Chapter 1 will be presented by Kiki.
Chapter 1 Introduction Ecotourism is an environmentally friendly tourist activity by prioritizing aspects of natural conservation, aspects of socio-cultural economic, empowerment of local communities, as well as aspects of learning and education. Ecotourism begins when a negative impact is felt of conventional tourist activity. Problem formulation Number 1. Do tourism activity in around the Desa Tenganan Pegringsingan. Tourism object have an impact of the surrounding environment. Number 2. Have any effort been made to overcome the negative impact of increase the positive impact that arise in ecotourism in Desa Adat Tenganan Pegringsingan during the COVID-19 pandemic. Purpose of the paper. Number 1. Knowing how the impact of tourist activity in Desa Adat Tenganan Pegringsingan on the environment as well as social and economic. Number 2. Analyzing the negative and positive impact of Desa Adat Tenganan Pegringsingan ecotourism due to COVID-19. And Chapter 2 will be present by Puspita. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gusti Ayu Puspitawati, and right now I'm gonna tell you about Chapter 2 material. The material is Literature Review of Ecotourism Architecture. Number 1, Preliminary Studies. Based on a preliminary study that has been carried out since 2000, there has been a partnership between the Kehati Foundation, the Wisnu Foundation, and the people of the Tenganan Pegringsingan traditional village who want to realize an ecotourism program based on the community and the environment. It is hoped that the community will have the ability to conserve and utilize natural resources and their biological well to improve their standard of living in an equitable manner by the community itself. This is closely related to the principle of ecotourism. Some of the activities that has been carried out through this collaboration are training, among other for prospective facilitator, training for potential community organizing assistance, as well as participatory mapping. Policy studies are also conducted to examine policy regarding space and tourism that are detrimental to the community and environmental conservation. A campaign to increase public awareness through local art performance chosen by the local community was also carried out. Ecotourism. Every ecotourism activities must follow the principle of sustainable management, such as first, based on nature tourism. Number 2, emphasis on conservation activities. Number 3, refers to sustainable tourism development. Number 4, relate to education development activities. Number 5, accommodating local culture. Number 6, benefit the local economy. Ecotourism activities directly or indirectly tourists to appreciate and love nature and local culture so that they can sustainable management, such as raise awareness and concern for tourists to participate in preserving nature. The development of ecotourism, apart from being an effort to preserve the environment, is also expense to improve the social-economic condition of the local community. The concept of sustainable development and sustainable tourist development, the principle that become the reverse in sustainable tourist development consists of number 1, the environment has intrinsic value which can also be a tourist asset. Its use is not only for short-term interest but also for the benefit of future generations. Number 2, tourists should be introduced as a positive activity by providing mutual benefit to the community, the environment, and the tourists themselves. Number 3, the relationship between tourists and the environment must be managed so that the environment is sustainable in the long term. Tourists must not destroy records that can still be enjoyed by future generations or have an acceptable impact. Number 4, tourist and development activities must be concerned with the scale or size of nature and the character of the place where the activities are carried out. Number 5, in order location harmony must be established between the need of tourists, the place or environment, and the local community. Number 6, in a world that is dynamic and full of change, it can always be profitable adaptation to change, however, should not depart from their principle. Number 7, the tourist industry, local governments, and environmental, non-governmental organizations all have a duty to care for the above principle and work together to make them a realize. Chapter 3 will be presented by Ega and Deva.
Description of ecotourism architecture in Tenganan Pegringsingan traditional village. Number 1. Tourist activities in and around the Tenganan Pegringsingan traditional village. Tourist objects have an impact. The economic impact of the sale of woven fabric and the source of the community's economy. Environmental impact. Tourists do not maintain clean and do not respect local custom. The social impact. In them people live foreign live and share experience with tourists. Number 2, effort made to the overcome negative impact or increase positive impact. Overcome the negative impact. Many research on village can add no about village custom or traditional ensure positive impact. Number 1, a visit from the government. Number 2, the sale of woven fabric in already online. Number 3, export of woven fabric to foreign countries.
Hello there, my name is Putu Krishna Devasya Putra, number 025. I will explain about the Tenganan Bali Aga village detail. Tenganan Bali Aga village located in Karangasem Manggis. To get to the Tenganan tourist attraction from Denpasar, use the Denpasar Amalapura road, which is the only way to get to this village. The land area of Tenganan village is 1034 hectare with detailed moorland with 499.74 hectare and agricultural land with 243.315 hectare. This is few example of facilities in Tenganan Bali Aga village. This is the tourist visit data in Tenganan Bali Aga village from 2015 to 2018. This is Tenganan Bali Aga village culture called Makare-kare or Pandan leaf war. This is called ayunan or swing. The swing tradition was carried out after the Pandan War ended, where a teenager from Tenganan village sat on giant swing wearing traditional clothes. This is a few examples of Tenganan culture: the kain grinsing, stone or woodwork, and lontar. This is a few photos that we took in Tenganan Bali Aga village that show the traditional. Okay, chapter 4 will be explained to Gus Rama.
Hello, my name is Bagus Rama. Number 015 will be present chapter 4 about conclusion and recommendation. The entry of modern culture into Bali has made several aspects of life change. The shift is influenced by political, social, cultural, and economic aspects. Cultural tourism destination in Tenganan traditional village, which is still oriented toward ancestral rules, really needs to be preserved as a national heritage. Although the traditional village of the Bali Aga, which is oriented toward the concept of the cosmos, has more or less changed its direction to the orientation carried by modern culture. Its unique culture characteristics are well preserved and clearly based on the tradition of the ancestors. Tenganan village in East Bali is one of the various Bali Aga communities that celebrate for its well-preserved village layout and the continuing survival of its old-style craft. The village is divided into half by a river, Tenganan Dau Tukat and Tenganan Pegringsingan. Pegringsingan is best known for its traditional grinsing tie-dye or double ikat clothes. The annual Pramana was war dance, including friendly contests among village male coming of age. It was seen around June or July. This is one aspect that makes it a pleasant place to visit. The current growing development of cultural tourism destined in Tenganan traditional village still indicates a tendency to always obey the traditional rules that have existed since the beginning, or asta kosala kosali. as the basis of traditional buildings such as parahyangan, pawongan or housing, and building for the ceremony or death or papaga bade. As for non-traditional buildings, they do not have rules that are absolutely used and even tend or to be ruled out and replaced by modern rules. The cultural festival in the traditional village of Tenganan, which is held every year around June, is a form or cultural preservation that must be developed both locally and abroad. Next will be present by Nyoman, Arya.
Om Swastiastu. My name is Nyoman Gede Arya Ananda Putra. NIM 2021-621-21017. I'm from class A1. Imagine Bali in 20 and 72. According to use in Bali in 20 and 72 will be very developed by leap and bounds. As we know where 20 and 72 is the year that technology is growing. The development of this technology can cause a change in the flow that occurred in tourism in Bali in 2072. Tourism in rivers increasingly irregular because of mass tourism, so that the existing culture is sidelined or just becomes a mere formality. Not only that, in terms of infrastructure will also be very much developed due to the demands of tourism early. There will be many hotels, villas, homestays, and public facilities such as airport, toll road, and other will get a lot of change with a touch of advanced technology. This is done to improve the quality of tourism in Bali by 20 and 72, of course, with the need for infrastructure to improve the quality of tourism in Bali. It takes many renewable engineers to make this happen. But with the development and addition of infrastructure, of course, there will be a negative impact. Likewise, many local community land that must be converted into building, airport expansion, and so on. Do not forget also the lack of green areas if masts are only built by building only. So, in 20 and 72 in Bali, in addition to requiring many engineers who are reliable in their field in making or building infrastructure also needed the ability to design green zone that also have a good impact on local communities and even tourists.
Okay, and that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for your time and attention. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us.